Welcome into A Toast of Film. I'm one of your hosts, Ebo, and guys, we have a great episode this week. Sorry it's up a little late. I had some scheduling issues, but we are good. And let me tell you, what's good is this episode because we will be talking about two new theatrical releases. That's right, we'll be talking about The Substance from Coralie Fairget. We will also be talking about Never Let Go from Alexandre Aja. Big fan of his work. And also, it's that time where we got to talk about the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Snail's pick of the week. It was Triangle from 2009. And we'll be getting into that as well as I'll be explaining to y'all about the new pick of the week. Sorry guys, I got a little troublemaker here. Little Mr. Boogans, my kitty, he's just being a menace. But all that aside, we got a great episode. And speaking of The Substance, we're toasting this week with this little chickadee. It is from Evil Twin Brewing from New York City. And it is a cherry limeade sour. So it's a sour ale brewed with cherry and lime. It is a cherry limeade Vice. And I gotta say, pretty good. We've been on a nice little streak with some good brewskis. This one, it's a different kind of sour. It's very heavy. It's very good, but it's also heavy. Sometimes when you want a sour, you want something a little lighter. But I gotta say, it's good. Definitely gonna finish it. It's not as good as last week's. I'm still thinking about that pineapple Dole Whip that we did. Very good. Y'all highly suggest y'all check that one out. But let's go ahead and get to movies because we got some things to talk about. And we're starting off with a banger. That's right. Coralie Fairget, I want to say came out 2017, Revenge. I was a huge fan of. Thought, incredible movie, great lead actress, good story, good action. So when I saw, we got a new movie where Demi Moore as Elizabeth Sparkles is the lead. I mean, from Parasite, from Striptease. And we got old Margaret Qualley as Sue, Driveway Dolls, Kinds of Kindness, Dennis Quaid, old buddy from Dragonheart. So great cast. And then you see this great trailer where, The Substance, 7 days on, 7 days off, you are one. And you're like, okay, so is she turning young for 7 days and then back, to Demi Moore? Because the whole thing starts because Demi Moore, she used to be this huge actress and she's kind of faded away. All the executives, especially Dennis Quaid plays a jerk face in this movie. Every time he's on screen, he's terrible, and he does such a great job at just being just a dirtbag. But this movie really sells because Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley are on a whole nother level in this movie. Just the presence at which they take over the screen, and also how much they put into this movie. Both ladies put a lot into this movie. Demi Moore, we've never seen Demi Moore like this, and I thought it was exceptional. And there's just no one that does bad in this movie, whether it's a small character, whether it's a comedic character. There's a lot of funny moments. There's a lot of nudity, more than I expected. Like, think like every 5 minutes somebody's naked. And it's just this whole movie about the lengths people go to, be famous, the lengths people go to look younger and be younger and things like that. And this movie is one of the most creative movies I've seen in years. I will easily say of the past few years, nothing has shocked or surprised me more This movie, I never knew where it was going, and I just enjoyed it. I was having a great time, and I was just so happy that films like this still exist, where we get these very creative movies from very talented directors. Coralie Fairget, I think she was already on my radar because Revenge was such a quality film. But now I'm hoping she expands onto more people's radar, and I'm very excited to see what she comes out with next. This movie, I have to give a 4.8 out of 5 cheers. I think it's an exceptional movie, and it's definitely headed towards, the top rankings of my top 13 for the year. Next up, so this is from Andre Aja, who brought us Crawl, Piranha 3D, Hills Have Eyes remake, High Tension. So another person I'm a big fan of. And this has, Halle Berry from old, X-Men, whatever you want to know her from. And she plays a mom, and she has 2 boys, Anthony B. Jenkins and Percy Daggs the Fourth. And basically, she's like, there's an evil out there. And if we go out to scavenge, we have to, tie this rope because this house is blessed. And the rope attaches to the foundation of the house. So it kind of creates this chain where you are blessed. You are protected by the house. And I thought the premise was really interesting. I thought there were some cool ideas. Overall, this movie it feels like it drags. It feels like while it has an idea, it was an idea for more of like a short. I don't hate this movie because, like I said, Halle Berry and the 2 young boys, they do a very good job. But the problem with this movie is, aside from it feeling like it's dragging, it's a mystery, but at the same time, it's not a mystery, if that makes sense. It's hard to explain because I'm trying not to, much like with The Substance, I'm trying not to spoil things because I think both films are good if you don't know what's going on. But this movie, I wanted it to be more sci-fi or more horror, and I didn't get either. And overall, I think it's just, to quote one of my buddies, Mez, it's just fine. It's nothing to write home about, but it's nothing to hate. Overall, I would give it like a solid 3, probably just a 3 on the nose. The performances are good, but the movie is just nothing to write home about. So overall, decent movie, but it could wait till streaming. Meanwhile, Substance, I highly suggest that you go to the theaters, hopefully to a crowded theater, so that way little bitty kiddies aren't going to be bugging you. But, the Substance, incredible. The Never Let Go, it's fine. Maybe on a rewatch. The screen, I will say what really dampened is the projector and screen that I was watching on was so dark, I couldn't see what happened most of the time. But I don't think it would affect too much since I was able to see all the major scenes. Finally, we have Mr. Snail's Pick of the Week. It was from 2009, Triangle. And this is from Christopher Smith. And it has Melissa George as Jess, who she's going on a boat ride with some friends, and then things happen. And this movie was such a watch. I really liked the intrigue. I can't say much though because I really don't want to spoil it. I will say very cool. Liam Hemsworth's first big role. So it's pretty cool to go back and see this when previously, he's been in like Hunger Games after this and all kinds of stuff. And in here he has like a shaved head. So pretty cool overall. I really like this movie. Gus and Trey told me to check it out, and it's a really good watch. If you like interesting movies that play with time and space, then I think you'll really like this. And I highly suggest check it out. It's on Tubi for free, and it's very good. But now we have to get into some Mr. Snail business. So this next week is going to be the last episode of September, which means we're in spooky season. We're in October. So the first time Mr. Snail gets to venture into October, we got to do it up special. So we're about to have 5 straight weeks of Mr. Snail's pick of the week, because we're going to do one this week, which I'll get to in a second. And then in October, I have curated a list of 12 horror movies. And these are, I'll go ahead and tell you, these are some obscure insanity movies. So be ready for that. But we will, whatever rolls, D12, whatever rolls, we will watch those, and we will do one a week. But, you know, we got to have one last special one before we get into the October spooky Mr. Snail. So, you know, these movies, like Triangle was for my buddy Gus. These movies I get from my friends. So this week for Mr. Snail's pick of the week, we're doing a D6. I don't know if it'll pick it up. It's pretty light. But we're doing a D6 this week. And the 6 movies that we will be rolling for, all suggested by friends. We have Electric Dreams from Leah, Big Trouble in Little China from Tyson, Waxwork from Meredith, The Unexpected Race from Leah, Rye Lane from Corey, and Bridget Jones's Diary from Meredith. So I got my D6, winding it up, and it is Waxwork. So of these 6 movies, that's the only one I know nothing about. So I'm very excited. So Waxwork is on Tubi. Make sure to check it out. Stay along with us for Mr. Snail's pick of the week. And like I said, stay tuned for October, where we're going to have a spooky list. And I'll go ahead and give y'all a little taste. So these are the 12 movies, okay? Some of these admittedly aren't horror movies, but they have like a thrillery aspect to them, and I just think they'll be fun. So 12 movies are Chompy and the Girls, There is a Monster, Frankenhooker, Tourist Trap, Blood Games, Blue Ruin, Good Boy, Seed People, Funhouse, Pinocchio's Revenge, From Beyond, and Miss 45. So please, guys, stay tuned. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think of The Substance. Hopefully you check it out in theaters. Trey and Spencer went and saw it. They also loved it. I believe Spence gave it a 4 and Trey gave it a 4.2. So getting good remarks from everybody here. And Never Let Go, potentially see in theaters, but I do think it'd be better at home, you know, on a dark night, because it's about a house out in the woods. So I think it'd be fun at home. But if you want to do that, there's so many ways you can do it, but let me tell you the best ways. Check us out on Instagram or TikTok, A Toast to Film, all one word. Check us out on Twitter at film_toast. And please make sure to check out our YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, search A Toast to Film podcast. We'll be on there. I'm trying to upload as we can. I'm trying to upload shorts to TikTok. And we just want to hear from y'all. We want to interact from you. But from Trey and myself, we just wish you a good night and good viewing.